Hi everyone, very excited today to show you the brand new 100 tin of Derwent Inktense. So you might have heard that recently Derwent brought out an extra 28 colours in their Inktense range, and you can buy those separately. I'll be giving you all the info on where to get them from at the end of the video. But you can also buy this beautiful tin of all 100 colours. So if you've already got the 72 set and you just wanted to add on the new 28, you can do that, but you can also buy it as one full tin. So here it is. It's got some gorgeous butterfly artwork on the front. Apparently this is illustrated by Helen Carter. It's stunning. All of Derwent's sort of presentation and their tins and things are always absolutely gorgeous. So this is what it looks like. Of course, if you haven't heard of Inktense before, they are a very unique medium. They are like a watercolour pencil, they're soluble, but unlike watercolour pencils, they are permanent once dry. So you can't move them or reactivate them after they've dried. They act like a permanent ink. And they're very, very intense, so you can see where they get the name from. The colours are really vibrant. So let's just have a look at the tin. On the back it says that Inktense pencils feature a versatile ink-like formulation which can be used on a variety of surfaces. I didn't realise that. They can be used on fabric and ceramic. As I said, the vivid pigments intensify with water, and once dry they offer exceptional layering without redissolving what's underneath. So you can layer up colours over the top to create new shades, and it won't shift anything that you've already put down. So there are all the colours in little swatches across the bottom. Let's have a look inside. So underneath we've got a little bit about the Derwent brand. It dates back to 1832, and as we know, it's one of the stalwart coloured pencil brands. Very, very good quality. You can always be assured that you've got fantastic craftsmanship, and you know, they're made in England, they're not made in China or anywhere like that. They are proper, very good, decent quality coloured pencils. All right, let's have a look at the actual pencils. So you can see we have got layers in the tin. We've got 3 layers actually. So here is your yellows, oranges, reds, and just going into the violet colours. Second layer is your purples, blues, and then moving into blue-green and finally into the greens. And then the third layer is your browns and ochres, and then into your black and things. So yes, loads and loads of pencils, loads and loads of colours. We're going to have a look at the colours, both as a 100 complete set and the 28 new ones. See if I think that they are needed within the set. From, you know, already having the 72, I want to know whether the 28 were really necessary and which ones you probably should get, and maybe which ones are too similar to other colours in the 72, so you can decide for yourself. So here's some quick footage of me swatching out all 100 colours, and here's a picture of all the colours taken in natural light. If you want, you can go back and pause that picture of all the colours in natural light so that you can see them as close to true as I can possibly get. Obviously taking video footage, and your monitor and your camera phone and things like that can show up different colours, but that's as close as I can show you to the true colours. I'm under an overhead light here, so these aren't probably going to be properly true, but it's the best I can do. So here is the swatch that I just made of all 100 colours, and I have highlighted all of the brand new colours, the 28, and I've also swatched out those 28 on their own in a bigger format so that we can properly investigate the new colours and see them a little bit better. So I'm going to go through the new colours and just tell you a little bit about what I think of them. So let's start with the lemon then. The lemon is a little bit lighter and paler than the sherbet lemon from the 72 set. There isn't that much in them. When you look at the sherbet lemon as a pencil, the core looks quite green. It looks like a chartreuse kind of colour. But on paper it doesn't seem to look as green, and I've swatched them out side by side. So we've got the lemon and then the sherbet lemon, and there isn't that much between them at all, to be honest. I still think it is a needed colour though, because it's definitely paler and it doesn't have much of a green undertone. So if you wanted the lightest yellow that they've got in this whole set, that would definitely be this new lemon. We've then got the gold colour, which is more of a cool greeny kind of ochre than the orange yellows that are next door to it. So the Sicilian and the cadmium. It's definitely cooler. It's definitely got a green tinge to it. So yes, that's a necessary colour to add to the set. We've then got Golden Sun, which again doesn't really have anything similar to it in the set, but it does match up very nicely with the original colour Mustard. So if we're wanting to do colour families, that's how my eyes work. I tend to see the colour families quite quickly. You would put the gold with the mustard, I think. Now we've got Mango, which is very, very similar to the cadmium orange next door. It's just a little bit brighter. So is it a necessary addition? When it's washed out, they're kind of comparable, really. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. It's probably a shade or two lighter than the cadmium, but I maybe would have saved that for a more unique colour. Then we have the Orange Sorbet, which is a red leaning orange. It matches the tangerine and the burnt orange just underneath it. So if you wanted to do like a colour blend, you would go Orange Sorbet, tangerine and burnt orange. So yes, fabulous colour that was needed. We've then got Wild Flame, which is a gorgeous pinky orange, and it washes out into a light coral. Can you see this here? We've got nothing like this in the Inktense, and I absolutely love coral. It's one of my favourite colours, and it's stunning. I love that colour. See, if you put those two together without the washed out version, these would just look like two oranges to you, really. But when you see them with water added, you can see the undertone really well, and that will help you to create your colour families. So yeah, very pink, very coral. Absolutely love that one. It might be my favourite of the new additions. We've then got Paprika, which has a definite orange undertone. So unlike this one, which was a pinky undertone, this has a definite orange undertone, and it matches very well with the mid vermilion colour. So that's just a couple of steps up. This mid vermilion would go well with this Paprika if you're wanting to do blends. We've got then Persian Red, which I feel is just too similar to the original colour Scarlet Pink. I have swatched them out side by side, and they are too similar, really. So if you have the 72 set and you're looking for which singular pencils from the new 28 to buy, I probably wouldn't go for Persian Red, because you've got something very similar with the Scarlet Pink. Then we have got the Pink Flamingo, which was definitely needed as a colour in this set. It washes out to a very delicate pink, which we have nothing like that on here whatsoever. So Pink Flamingo is a definite buy for a single pencil. We've then got Sugar Plum, which is just too similar to the Deep Rose and the Thistle. I guess it's a lot pinker than the Thistle if you really look at it, but as three colours together, I'm sure you can probably see they're just very, very similar. I probably wouldn't go for that one if I was choosing single colours. We've then got the Amethyst, which conversely is a much needed colour, and it blends beautifully with the mauve underneath. I think Derwent have really thought about lighter shades in their new 28 colours, because like I say, we've got the Wild Flame, the Pink Flamingo, the Amethyst is a light purple, and there are a couple of other light options to come. So I think they've really thought about getting some light colours in there, because they are very deep and intense, these colours, just as a rule. Then we've got Nightshade, which takes this deep violet colour into the bluish family. So there is a definite difference between the deep violet and the Nightshade. This definitely has more blue in it, so I'm happy with that as an addition. We've then got the Violet Blue, which is a very nice colour. It's almost a true violet blue. Really, really like that one. We didn't have anything like it originally, so very good addition again. Then we've got the Lapis Blue, this one here, which is very similar to the original colour Iris, which is down here. So these two, but it washes out slightly paler. So, I mean, like I said, very, very similar. This is probably, the Lapis Blue seems more blue, whereas the Iris might have a slight tinge of green in there. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. It definitely washes out lighter. So if it's a toss-up between the Lapis Blue and the new blue, the Malibu, I would go for the Malibu, but again, that's got green in it. So it just depends what you want, really. Then we've got the Denim, which is this one here. And again, it is quite similar to, say, the Dark Cerulean. the bright blue. There's not a lot in it at all really for the denim, but it does have that denim colour to it. When we think of the denim Prismacolor or just the colour denim, that is the exact colour. So if you wanted that colour for denim, definitely go for that pencil. Then we've got the dark cerulean, which I feel is too similar to the sea blue, which was an original colour. I just think that they are too similar. So if you already have the sea blue, probably wouldn't go for the dark cerulean. Then we've got that Malibu, which again is a much needed colour. It's a light blue with a tint of green, and it's beautiful. It blends out very, very pale. So if you are somebody that likes Inktense pencils but wants them a little bit paler or a little bit of a lighter colour, that is a really good one to go for. We've then got the mineral blue, which I feel is too similar to the green aquamarine, these two here. I think the mineral blue probably has slightly more blue, and the green aquamarine probably has slightly more of a greenish tinge, but very, very comparable. Also, there is an old Inktense colour that was discontinued. It's this one here. It's the Turquoise 1215. And I think that this is the turquoise colour washed out. I think that is probably the mineral blue. So if you have an old turquoise, you probably don't need the mineral blue, because I think that they're very, very similar, if not the same. We've then got Sea Breeze, which again is very similar to the colours around it, you know, the mallard green, but it is slightly greener than the green aquamarine. So it would match better as a blend with the mallard green than the green aquamarine would. So Sea Breeze, I would get it. It's an in-between kind of colour. Then we've got Mint Leaf. Now this one is another needed colour. It's a lighter version of the Vivid Green down here. So again, Derwent's been thinking about those lighter shades and how to keep them intense while still washing out to a lighter tone. And Mint Leaf is gorgeous. Again, one of my favourites. You can see it here. Then we've got Olivine, which is a very unusual earthy colour. It's quite stunning actually, and it goes very well with the Ionian green, which is just a couple of notches up on this chart here. So I love earthy, unusual tones, and that's definitely what this is. And there wasn't anything else like this in the original 72, so another much needed addition. Then we've got the Jungle Green, another gorgeous colour, very stunning, bright, jewel-like green, and it complements the apple and the field green either side of it very, very well indeed. This will be a gorgeous blend. Up next, we have got the no, we haven't. We've got the lime green. I've taken notes and I'm reading off my notes. We've got the lime green, and again, much needed colour. Very, very light. It's the yellow chartreuse that we didn't have. I think it's the yellow chartreuse that sherbet lemon could have been. But yeah, lovely. Again, washes out very light. The only thing I would say about this colour is that the pigments seem to separate quite easily when you're colouring. I don't know whether you can see, but some of the green pigments sort of separate from the yellow a little bit, but it does wash out very nicely. So it's when you're putting it down dry that I seem to notice it more. Then we've got the burnt umber and the natural brown, and there is nothing like these again in the previous set. So I think that these two would probably go with ink. If you're looking for a blend, they would go down with this ink colour. But yeah, there's nothing like that in the previous colours. We had lots of ochres. You can see this whole section here is from the 72 set. Lots and lots of ochres, orangey browns, but we didn't have many reddish, lighter reddish browns. So that's what we've got here. We've then got the asphalt, which is a brown grey. Again, nothing really like it, and it goes very well with the Indian ink colour from the original set. Then we've got Storm Dust, which is very, very much needed. It's the closest we've got in this whole set to an actual grey. I mean, if you're looking, a lot of these are blue toned, brown toned, red toned, but this is probably the most closest grey that we've got, especially when it's washed out as well. And finally, we've got the dark mink. This is a very unusual colour. It's like a Mars brown. It's got that red undertone. It's quite chalky looking. It almost reminds me of a desaturated Shiraz. So this colour here from the original set, if we really desaturated that down, we'd probably get something like a dark mink. So there we go, that's my assessment of all 28 new colours. I hope that's been helpful for you. I'd love to know if you've got a different opinion or what you think of the individuals, which one's your favourite, which one you think might not really have needed to be added, or if you disagree on what I deem necessary to be added. Let me know, I'd love to hear it all in the comments. Now we will talk about price and availability. Okay, so for price, you're looking for the 100 tin at the moment, because it's brand new, £250. And I'll put the US dollar equivalent on there as well. Lots of money. Do I think they're worth £250? Yes, I do actually. And that's purely because they last a really long time. They've got good longevity in the pencil. You can use an Inktense pencil forever and a day before you'll need to sharpen it. And you can also just touch the tip of your paintbrush to the end of the pencil and use it to paint that way. And they just seem to last ages and ages. For example, here is my set of 72 that I've had since forever. And to be fair, I haven't used them loads like I use Prismacolor, but I've used them enough. And I've still got tons and tons left on the length. So purely on longevity, I would say that they are worth the money, but they might be knocked down in price when they're not so brand new on the market. Now, if you are just looking for the 28 new colours, you can get them several different ways. So you can either buy them for £1.80 each on Cult Pens, who ship worldwide. On Derwent, they're £2.50 each, but Derwent do have a build your own tin option, which knocks the price down to £2 each. So they're still cheaper on Cult Pens, but if you wanted to buy through Derwent, you can do the build your own tin option. And the only thing about that is it only goes to 24 pencils. So you'd have to buy the remaining 4 separately, which would be an extra £10. So just to clarify, if you wanted to buy them off Derwent, you could get them for £58 all in, the brand new 28 colours. If you bought them from Cult Pens, they have the option to buy all 28 on their own in a wrap, the Derwent pencil wrap, which I have here. Obviously it's not filled, but I can show you what it looks like. So this would be full of the whole 28 new colours, and that's £48. So the cheapest place to get them is Cult Pens, all 28, 48 quid, £1.80 each if you just want to buy singles. And yeah, so definitely Cult Pens if you wanted to go on price. So I'll leave all the links in the description and you'll be able to make your own mind up then as to what you want to do. I think it is quite nice that Cult Pens have put them in a Derwent wrap. Because obviously if you're getting them from Derwent, I don't know what kind of tin they would come in, and obviously you've only got room for 24, so your extra 4 pencils would be like on the side. So I would recommend going to Cult Pens and getting yourself a Derwent wrap of the 28. But I think that's all I can tell you about these. I have had so much fun showing them to you and swatching them out. Love to hear what you think, do let me know, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.